Class is back in session, legends. Welcome back to the Swifty Academy. Today, we are tackling something devious, a massive 2-in-1 special featuring the most iconic Brotherhood in the entire Origin system, Gauss and Grendel. These two are absolute polar opposites. One is the ultimate kinetic speedster, and the other is a walking gravitational black hole. But when you strip away the hype and apply the 5 pillars of logic, they both achieve the exact same result: absolute, unkillable immortality. We are splitting this masterclass clean down the middle 10 minutes, dedicating to mastering the thickest tank in the game, and 10 minutes to fine-tuning our kinetic guard. Before we look at the menu, a quick reminder: if you're enjoying the Zero Slab breakdowns and want to join over 400 fellow legends, hit that subscribe button. We're hunting down 300 subs next. Now, let's open the engine on our favorite prime meatball. Spotlight Grendel like a true veteran. You have to understand his baseline resource economy. It all starts with his passive. For every single enemy currently sitting inside of Grendel's stomach, he gains a flat 250 bonus armor. With up to 5 enemies tucked away, that is a free 1250 armor just for being hungry. Now, let's look at his baseline kits first. For his first ability, Feast. This is your vacuum cleaner. You solo up to 5 enemies whole. If you hold the cast button, you violently vomit them out, covering the room in a massive toxin status damage. On to his second ability, Nourish. This is the best utility ability in the entire game. Grendel consumes an enemy in his guts to instantly heal himself and grants a massive engine multiplier buff to all sources, and blankets your weapons in a forced viral damage. On to his third ability is Pulverize. Grendel curls into a massive ball and rolls around. If you have enemies in his stomach, this costs 0 energy to maintain while actively healing you over time. On to his fourth ability, Regurgitate. You spread a bile-soaked enemy out like a cannonball, completely stripping 100% of the enemy's armor and a widespread radius. Now, before we start with the main builds, we have to look at the Archon charts first. And we are running a full tile-forged luxury. We are running 2 purple ones for an equilibrium effect, meaning health and energy orbs perfectly fit into each other, so our energy pool never runs dry. And we have 2 green ones to boost our toxin damage ticks, and then the red one basically extends our ability duration. It is the perfect cherry on top of a really massive tank. Now, for our first layout for today, it's going to be a vanilla setup with no helmet abilities, just the Warframe himself. And his entire kit is already so flawless that you don't actually have to use helmet abilities, but essentially this is a very tanky build, as I've said, where we have around almost 4,000 health, and if you want the accurate number, it's 3,885 health, and we are roughly sitting at 1,120 armor, but it gets more if you eat enemies, obviously. And yeah, we are sitting at 170 duration, 160 range, and you could basically say it's like 250 strength. But here's the catch: we get a lot of tankiness from this setup alone. Why? Because of arcane persistence. It says that if your armor is above 700, you're gonna get damage from more than 500 damage. It's very, very OP. And then Arcane Bellicose, because the more health we have, the more strength we get, basically. And if you look at how much we heal, it's around 498. It's slightly underneath the threshold that we need for 500, but it's close enough. We won't die, we are fine, trust. And here's a little gameplay of how his base vanilla setup works with this setup. So we are in Steel Path mod, and I'm gonna show you guys how this build works. So we swallow 5 enemies, you do this, you go into your ball form, and you nuke. Now, on to our second build for today. It's basically the same, the only thing that changed is the helmet ability, where we basically utilize Gloom from Sevagoth, where we basically slow down enemies and get health back. So that's how we heal ourselves, but we have two ways to heal ourselves basically because of Nourish. But yeah, basically the same build, nothing fancy. And here's a little gameplay clip of it as well. Okay, we are at the same place as before. Gonna eat some enemies, use Nourish, cast my third, and then I just nuke. Again, very similar as before. Only difference is I cannot roll around, that's all. And I'm healing so much that it's not even necessary to actually use Nourish all that much. Now, onto his third layout is what I call an all-rounder, where we basically start on Rhino's Roar onto his 3. This is where the math gets very beautiful, because Roar acts as a universal faction multiplier, meaning double dips on both toxin status ticks from your vomit and the force viral pops from Nourish. It turns Grendel into a walking mathematical nuke. Same as before, the only thing that changed is his third ability. I know, very original, but it serves a completely different purpose from the other previous two layouts that we have, and here's a little gameplay. Alright, we're at the same place as before. I'm just gonna heal my dog real quick. Then I'll show you. Okay. Same place as before, I pop Roar and I nuke. Now, for Grendel's fourth layout, it's going to be a little bit different. It's not going to be exactly the same as the previous ones. It's a bit different. So, layout number 4 is called Blender. And yes, it sounds ridiculous. As it sounds, we put Eurydice Aqua Blades onto his fourth. And Aqua Blades purely scales off of strength and duration, which we really have more than enough of. And by simply walking up to enemies with the blades spinning with the Nourish active, you are creating an automatical viral slash root chopper thing. It's funny. It's just a funny build. It's not meant to do billions of damages and stuff. It's just a fun setup that I've made, because we all know that viral slash is good, DOT's obvious, but it's on a Warframe, so why not? And here's a little gameplay. Same as before, same place, nothing has changed much. And then we have our Nourish active, we pop our fourth, and yeah, you see the magic happen. Okay, except my dog, but I don't know why my dog died. Stupid dog. Be better, man, come on. On to our fifth and final build for Grendel. Now, again, it's going to be similar, but not exactly the exact same. We still have a bunch of ways of surviving, obviously, but this is what I call spicy immutable. And We basically put Nova's null star onto his 4th ability and run neutron star. The Archon mod alongside Archon Vitality, so that whenever you curl into your ball form and roll around, the heat particles will fly off of you, and the Archon Vitality will double dip essentially with those heat procs. And since we have viral, you see where we're going? We are essentially debuffing them with viral, and heat is killing them. And we have Archon continuity to help us with armor stripping, and it's a bunch of stuff, but you get the idea. This is the build, and here is the gameplay. We are back in Steelpath Void mods. So I have my 4th ability on right now. We're gonna roll into a ball form, and we're gonna do funny stuff, as you guys can see. We have it. 5 layouts, 0 slap, and completely solved resource economy. The Grendel blueprint is officially locked into the Academy vaults. But for a Monday morning shift, it isn't over, legends. Now that we have finished the buffet, it is time to hit the gas and talk about the fastest shield getting monster in the system. Shifting gears because its next following 10 minutes is gonna entirely belong to our Kinetic god himself, Gauss. To the second half of the colloquium, legends. We have digested the heavy tank logic. Now it's time to strap ourselves into the particle accelerator. Enter Gauss Prime. Now, while Grendel dominates through raw gravitational mass, Gauss breaks the game through pure kinetic velocity. Most players treat Gauss like a standard speed frame who relies entirely on his base damage mitigation to survive. But today, we are tearing that basic concept down. We are turning Gauss into an active, aggressive weapon platform that triggers immortality completely on accident, just by being fast. Now, let's look at the baseline engine first. For our Archon shots, we are running a full Tower Forge luxury once again. 3 red ones for ability duration to keep up our buffs running as long as possible, and 2 yellows for casting speed to make our transitions feel instant. Just like Grendel, these shots aren't mandatory to make the builds function, but they are there as a premium cherry on top of an already flawless engine. Now, to understand why these configurations are so devious, we have to look at the math behind Gauss's survival loop. Gauss's entire kit revolves around his kinetic battery. Moving charges it up, and charged battery amplifies his defensive capabilities and weapon fire rates. But here is the real masterclass logic. For these 3 layouts, we are doing something highly aggressive. We are subsuming over his second ability, kinetic plating, and replacing it with pure, raw offensive helmet buffs. Now, a lot of surface level builders will panic and say, Swifty, you're stripping away his main damage resistance. But listen to the logic, legends. We don't need a passive armor crutches when our active shield getting loop is entirely automated. Because Grendel has an incredible fast natural shield regeneration delay when his barrier is charged, and because we are constantly spamming our high velocity abilities every single time, because cast jumpstarts our shield gate buffer back to maximum capacity. You are literally becoming an immortal without even trying. Simply by maintaining maximum velocity on the battlefield, it is pure zero effort mechanics. Number 1 features Grendel's own signature ability, Nourish. Slotted over his 2, This turns Gauss into an entirely self-sustained, localized war machine. Nourish completely solves any potential energy friction by multiplying our energy gains, and adds a viral damage to our blindingly fast weapon fire rates, and releases an automatic viral stagger pulse whenever an enemy manages to hit your shields. It is an absolute comfort combined with elite scaling. Now, we have a few ways, or a few things that I should probably mention first, is that for his third ability, it synergizes well with two mods on our current setups. Argon Vitality. Why? Because of his heat. It will double dip, essentially helping us armor stripping further. And then, depending if you have your hold to cast or cast to hold, whatever you want to call it, switched around, you can effectively freeze the enemy completely, and then it can fuel our Archon flow further and get energy better that way. But to be honest, it's not that big of a deal. You can just use normal prime flow or whatever have you, because we have equilibrium. We are not going to struggle with energy, trust me on that. And then we have Vigilante Vigor, Fast Deflection and Arrogant Aegis, and Brief Respite, and then his fourth ability to help us shieldgate immensely well. I'm talking staying AFK and double cap and nothing happens to you. And also if you use something like Guardian from a companion as well, that can also help you shield getting even further as well. So it's a lot of stuff to keep in consideration when it comes to Gauss. He is a tanky dude. So without further ado, let's get into some gameplay. Now we are in the same place as before. This is our testing ground. Oh, we love that music. And this is us playing around. You're gonna hold in the button to charge up your red line, and then when it's fully charged, it will essentially freeze enemies, which is very, very cool. And he's a weapons platform. He can nuke, obviously, but we're not here to nuke. We're here to to shoot and have fun, essentially. Explain the exact same concept over and over again when it comes to him surviving. Everything's the same except the helmet ability. So for our second configuration, we are using Rhino's Roar onto his second. Now when Gauss enters redline, his reload speed and fire rate goes completely out of control. By layering Roar's universal faction damage multiplier directly on top of that attacking speed window, you turn even the most mediocre weapons in your arsenal into an absolute massive destruction. It's insane. If something moves, it dies. End of story. It's that great. And since we're using Roar, remember what I said? Bingo, that is true. It will triple dip. Your Archon Vitality will help your heat procs on your Thermal Thunder triple dip, because this double dips already, but adding Roar onto the equation, triple dip. It's amazing. What else can I say? Except let's go and watch the gameplay. Again at the exact same place. I just charged up my stuff real quick. Exactly the same thing as before. We just shoot and pray. It's that simple. We just enjoy ourselves. We just shoot and we don't care. We don't care at all. Layout 3 is my personal favorite for precision weapon play. Zara's Whisper. This creates a beautiful chaotic loop with Gauss's redline fire rate. Zara's Whisper inflicts void damage, which creates a logical bullet attracts a bubble on the target. Because Gauss shoots at blistering velocity, he creates a massive wall of cascading void bubbles that trap your projectiles and repeatedly force them into ricochet through the target in a closed geometric loop. It completely breaks the enemy hitboxes. Now, that's not all. As you can see, I have an augment mod. Scary, I know. But it's a juicy augment mod, that's what I can tell you. Why? Because we're gonna essentially apply a blast with Zara's Whisper. What does it do? You might be wondering. It double dips. Boys, Zara's Whisper and Blast is the most wonderful thing that's ever happened to this game. I will showcase why and this beautiful gameplay of Gauss. So I'm back at the same old place, and we're gonna have some fun, boys. We're gonna have some fun. You see that ricochet? Yeah. It's something else, alright? I'm telling you. Yeah, you guys saw that. No, I didn't, guess the enemy's already dead. Now, let's look at the ultimate big picture. When you take a fully optimized Grendel and a maximum velocity Gauss and team them up in a squad, the game's engine simply cannot cope. You have a Grendel rolling through to completely strip 100% of the armor and blanketing room invulnerable procs, while Gauss flies through at Mach speed using Roar or Zara's Whisper to clean up the trash with zero resistance. It is the ultimate manifesto of the 5 pillars of logic, working in absolute harmony. One creates the opening and the other finishes the execution. We have 2 iconic frames, 2 distinct 10-minute masterclasses, and absolutely zero meta slop. The Vault has officially archived this Brotherhood blueprint. Pick the layout that matches your playstyle and play to your heart's content, and take it straight to Steel Path. If this double lesson helped you to see the matrix behind the game's survival loops, make sure to smash that subscribe button, drop a like, and leave a comment letting me know, are you Team Meatball or Team Speedster? Don't forget to join over 400 fellow legends in our Discord community linked right down below as we chase down that 300 subscriber milestone. Class is officially dismissed. I'll see you in the next lesson. Legends, a peace.